It's already too late.
Just do it. Your daughter will be there. In exchange for this body, you'll get her back unharmed.
Exterior, White's Cove, day. The sun rises as the expedition enters the town limits. A sign, bigger than the other towns, passes by. It reads, "Welcome to Old White's Cove, an authentic 19th century New England village. Take a trip back in time." The buildings on Main Street look straight out of the 1800s. Buildings crowd the narrow streets. The road heads downhill towards the village square. In the middle of the square, an obelisk with a hole carved through the center. Interior, expedition day. Sue sees the obelisks, looks confused.
That looks different.
Behind her, Phil begins to laugh. Sue looks back through a rearview mirror.
What's so funny?
Her attention turns back to the road. Her eyes widen. Exterior, street, day. Up ahead, a wicker basket lays half buried in the snow. A shovel lays nearby. The SUV slides to a stop. Sue leaps out and runs to the basket. She looks in. It's Lily, but she isn't crying, isn't moving. Her skin is blue. Sue grabs her up, holds her inside her jacket.
Oh, baby. I'm sorry.
She pinches Lily's cheek. No reaction.
Please, Carmen, please.
Sue rubs Lily's cold skin, begins to sing.
Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
Behind her, the hatch of the expedition flips up.
Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Up came the sun and tracked up all the rain.
Phil's corpse flops out. He closes the hatch and hobbles away.
And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again.
Lily remains motionless. Sue hugs her to her chest.
I love you, Lily.
Then a twitch. Lily moves an arm. Sue's breath catches. She clutches her daughter tighter.
Honey.
Then Sue's eyes narrow. She examines Lily closely, looking for signs of Hamilton. Lily opens her eyes. Sue looks deep into them. Beautiful green eyes stare back. Lily reaches up and starts to cry. Sue joins her, tears flowing down her face. Up the hill, from between two buildings, Marilyn and Jeff appear. Marilyn speaks for both of them.
I always keep my promises, Susan.
Sue races over to the SUV. She puts Lily in the back seat, belts her in.
Stay there, baby.
Sue closes the door, turns and screams. Phil is standing right there. He reaches for her. She shoves at him, knocking him down. She jumps into the SUV, locks the doors. Marilyn and Jeff are at the window, staring in. Sue grabs the cell phone, dials 911.
911 emergency response. What is the nature of your emergency?
I'm being attacked.
Jeff, jawless and horrible, pounds on the window. Lily sees him and howls with fear.
My daughter and I are in White's Cove. There are 3 people outside my vehicle. We can't get out.
We'll dispatch a unit immediately. What did you say your location was?
White's Cove, north of Boston. Look on a map! God damn it!
Lily goes quiet. Marilyn stares at her through the window, her grotesque smile filled with broken teeth.
Mama live?
Sue looks back. Lily fumbles with her seatbelt.
No, baby, no, that's not Marilyn.
Ma'am, are you still there?
Sue slams the SUV into drive. The wheels spin, then catch.
White's Cove, center of town. Send someone now!
The vehicle shoots forward. Sue swerves and spins it around. The headlights from the SUV shine on Marilyn and Jeff.
Close your eyes, baby. Peekaboo.
Lily's hands cover her eyes. Sue guns it, and the SUV slams into both corpses. Jeff goes down, his head crushed under the tires. Marilyn's body flops onto the hood. Her inhuman eyes fly out and splat on the windshield. Sue jams the brakes. Exterior, expedition, night. Marilyn's body launches off the hood, into the air and through a glass window of a nearby store. Her head is severed from her body. Interior, expedition, night. Sue jams the SUV into reverse, spins the car towards town square. The SUV slides on the ice, veers into the snowdrift in the middle of the street, high centers on the curb hidden under the snow. She revs the engine, shifts into reverse, revs, shifts back, into drive, revs. The wheels gouge the snow to no effect. The SUV tips forward, angled downhill, but won't move.
Come on! Come on!
Movement catches her eye. A child appears from an alley. It limps towards her. It's missing an arm, and its eyes glow red. Behind it, another dead child appears. Then another, and another. Dozens head for the SUV, all victims of the harvester, some fresh, some with tattered clothing dating back hundreds of years. Sue grips the steering wheel, breathes hard. The children quickly surround the vehicle. They claw at the windows. Sue's cell phone rings. She doesn't answer it. Outside, all of the children laugh in unison, all of them in Hamilton's voice. They crawl over the SUV like ants trying to find a way in. Lily's face is one big frown, tears forming. Sue crawls back to her, kisses her cheek.
It's all right, baby.
The children stomp on the roof. It sounds like thunder. Sue looks around for something, anything to defend herself. There it is, next to Lily, the case of Bacardi 151. She reaches over Lily, opens the box and grabs 2 bottles.
Thank you, Brad.
She tosses them in the front seat, grabs 2 more. She reaches into Lily's diaper bag, pulls out some diapers. She punches the car's cigarette lighter. Behind her, the hatch glass shatters. Little arms reach in for them. Lily's whimpering changes into one long scream. Sue opens a bottle of Bacardi, pours some on a diaper. The lighter pops, red hot and ready. She opens her window a bit, pours the Bacardi all over the grasping, moaning children. She takes the lighter, puts it in the rum-soaked diaper. Whoomph! It blazes to fiery life. She tosses it into the crowd of dead children. Whoomph! The children burst into flames. The burning children scatter, screaming. They bump into each other, catch the other kids on fire. Lily's arms stretch towards Sue, pleading. She puts a bottle of Bacardi in each jacket pocket, shoves a few diapers in. She opens one more bottle, douses another diaper. She reaches back, unhooks Lily, drags her to the front seat. She grabs the lighter, still red hot.
Come on, baby.
She unlocks the door and kicks outwards. Exterior, expedition day. The door knocks burning children to the ground. Those not burning back away from those that are, leaving an open area for Sue and Lily. Sue and Lily exit the SUV. She sets Lily down and shoves the diaper end of into the open bottle of rum. The children start to crowd in. She lights the diaper. Whoomph! She throws it into the smallest part of the crowd. Wham! The Bacardi explodes, lights more kids on fire. A path opens between the burning children. Sue grabs Lily and runs through the horrific scene. Sue runs downhill towards the town square. She passes the shovel and the wicker basket. She runs over to the wicker basket, grabs the shovel. At the expedition, the children, engulfed in flames, crawl about, screaming. Some find their way under the SUV, burning. Back to Sue. She runs with Lily in her arms. She hits an icy patch, falls, and slides toward the town square. Exterior, town square day. Sue, clutching the shovel and Lily in her arms, slides to a stop, feet from the square. She stands and looks up the street. The remaining children rise and begin heading her way. Sue runs for the obelisk in the middle of the square. Exterior, town square day. The obelisk statue isn't of Hamilton. It's a simple pillar with a hole through the middle and a pedestal in front with a plaque. On it, Hamilton's name, marred by age. Sue sets Lily down and begins digging. The ground is frozen and denies the shovel any purchase.
Come on.
She tries again, finally breaks the surface. Lily cries out. Sue looks up the street. The children are halfway to her. Then a huge thump and a flash of light as the remaining Bacardi bottles in the SUV brew up and explode. Sue digs and digs, finally hitting something metal. She sweeps away the dirt to reveal a metal box. Engraved on the lid, the figure of a human heart. Another thump. Sue looks towards the now burning SUV. It wasn't an explosion. Thump, thump. The ground shakes with the beat. Sue looks down at the box. Thump, thump, thump. The beating of a heart. All of the children spasm as if electrified, then move faster as if renewed. She digs and pries at the box. It's tough going.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
She slams the shovel into the ground, uses it as a lever, and pries it up. She pulls the box from the ground. The box shakes. Thump, thump, thump. She turns and sees herself surrounded by the decayed, ravaged corpses of dozens of Hamilton's victims. They stop 10 feet from her, but there they stay, staring. She tries to open the box, but it's sealed tight. She sets the box on the obelisk pedestal, grabs a bottle of Bacardi, holds it out, screams at the crowd of children.
What now? What the fuck now?
Behind her, the soft click of a bolt-action rifle. The children aren't staring at her. She spins, standing on the other side of the statue, the harvester. He wears the same clothes from the day Sue killed him. The wounds from that day are still visible. He laughs with Hamilton's voice. In his right hand, the cell phone he's been calling her with all night. In his left, the rifle. Next to him, Phil, with a knife in his grasp. Hamilton speaks through the harvester.
We thought we'd give you a choice. One for you, and the other for Lily.
Sue hugs Lily close.
Not while I have your heart in my hands.
My heart has been locked up for centuries. You can't harm it any more than you can save yourself.
He aims the rifle directly at Sue's face.
Hold very still now. You'll be joining us shortly.
Sue pulls Lily's face close to hers, then holds the box in front of them both. The box shakes, thump, thump, thump. Then, kablasm! A huge fireball erupts as the SUV's gas tank explodes. The vehicle breaks free and begins rolling downhill. The children, the harvester, and Phil all watch as the flaming vehicle barrels towards them. The confusion must be affecting Hamilton's control because all of the possessed move sluggishly. Still the heart beats. Thump, thump, thump. The harvester looks on, unsure whether to shoot or flee. He and Phil leap out of the way and the SUV plows through the children. Sue sees her chance. At the last possible moment, she puts the box back onto the pedestal in the path of the burning vehicle. She leaps with Lily in her arms. The expedition misses her by inches. Wham! The SUV slams into the statue, crushing the metal box flat. Fire engulfs everything where she stood. The charred, lifeless bodies of small children lie smoldering all around the square. The beating sound of the heart has stopped. Sue picks up Lily and stares at the scene. One body, larger than the others, writhes for a moment, then falls silent. It's Phil, or what remains of him. Sue covers Lily's eyes, then looks around. The harvester's body is nowhere to be found. She looks down. The map rests at her feet. She picks it up and stares intently at the jagged lines connecting each city. Emergency vehicles crest the hill leading into town, their lights and sirens blazing. She looks at the wreckage of her SUV. Next to it, the metal box, severely damaged but whole. She glances up at the approaching vehicles, then back at the box, and makes a decision. Fade to black. Over black, super, 6 months later. Exterior, hotel, Maui, day. The Grand Wailea Resort overlooks the blue Pacific. Warm trade winds caress tall palms. It's paradise. Interior, hotel room, day. Lily, dressed like a tiny hula girl, plays with a stuffed dolphin toy while Sue talks on the phone.
Then it's over.
Interior, office, day. Detective Yates sits at his desk. He's still recovering with an arm in a cast. Small scars mar his face. He scrolls through news reports and photos of the White's Cove incident on his computer. Burned bodies, the twisted wreckage of the SUV.
For the time being, there's just too many aspects of your case that the police can't explain, let alone blame you.
Photos flash by, a map of the route, the statues in each town, a picture of Sue's abdomen with a circle drawn around her where her scar should be.
Do me a favor.
Sure.
The next photo shows the empty, twisted metal box where Hamilton's heart was.
Put that thing where nobody will ever find it.
Interior, hotel, Maui, day. Sue stares at Lily.
Exotic real estate is my business. Remember?
Sue walks over to the small in-room refrigerator. She removes a plastic cooler. She sets it down and opens it. Inside, Hamilton's motionless heart. It almost looks normal, regenerated to the point where it looks like it was never mashed and burned. Sue looks over at the brochure on the table. It's an ad for a catamaran trip where you can swim with and feed the fishes.
I'm really looking forward to showing my client his new home. It's got an awesome ocean view.
She reaches into her suitcase, removes two 10-pound weights.
As long as no one can retrace the route in a single night, I think we're safe. Hey, give Lily a kiss from me, and I'll see you when you get back.
I will. Bye.
She places the weights in the cooler, closes it.
Lily, are you ready to go for a boat ride and feed the fishes?
Lily's eyes light up. She runs over and hugs Sue's legs.
Fishies!
Sue grabs the cooler, and the two girls head out. The door closes behind them. The room is silent. Then the phone rings. Fade out. There we go. That's it. Well done, everybody. My gosh, I swear, my arm hair is